Si and Fan, the harbingers of death origin. Legend says Si and Fan were friends on a military campaign. Fan was drowned during torrential rain by a flash flood when Si had gone for an umbrella. Filled with remorse, Si hanged himself. Si's appearance. Si wears white sackcloth for mourning, carries an umbrella, and is depicted with his tongue hanging out. Fan's appearance. Fan, the shorter of the two, has a black face indicative of drowning. Temple depiction. In city god temples, they can be seen with black smeared around their mouths. This is said by some to be opium, by others sweets. Either way, it is a bribe to beseech them to be light on punishments. Who are Fan and Xia generals in folk religion? Is there a historical account? Are they black and white impermanents? You've asked about a very core and visually distinctive pair of deities in folk religion. Fan and Xia generals are who we commonly call Seventh Lord and Eighth Lord, also known as He by Wuchang. Black and white impermanents. They are the most famous constables under the command of the city god. Chenghuang Yi, specially tasked with apprehending the souls of the deceased. Below is a detailed introduction to their origins, legends, and imagery. Who are Fan and Xia generals? General Fan, this is He Wuchang. Black impermanence. His statue is depicted as short, stout, dark-skinned, and glaring with wide, angry eyes. His respectful title is Eighth Lord Bai Yi. His name is usually given as Fan Wujiu or Fan Wuxi. General Xia, this is by Wuchang. His statue is depicted as tall, thin, with a pale white complexion, and a long tongue hanging out. His respectful title is Seventh Lord. His name is usually given as Xia by in historical legends and stories. The origin of Fan and Xia generals does not come from official history but from moving folk legends that have been widely circulated. The most common version is as follows. Story background. Legend has it that Fan Wujiu and Xia Baiyan were close friends in life, as close as brothers, and both served as constables in a government office in Min County, Fujian. The incident. One day, the two were sent on an official assignment when they were suddenly caught in heavy rain. Xia Baiyan the tall, thin one, suggested that Fan Wujiu the short, stout one wait under a bridge while he returned to the office to fetch an umbrella. Unexpectedly, the rain grew heavier, and the river water rose rapidly and violently. Unwilling to break his promise to his brother to wait in that spot, and afraid that if he left, his brother would return and not find him, Fan Wujiu stubbornly remained in place, even as the water level rose to his chest. In the end, due to his short stature, he tragically drowned in the floodwaters. The outcome and apotheosis. When Xia Baiyan returned with the umbrella and saw that Fan Wujiu had drowned for the sake of his promise and their friendship, he was grief-stricken. He then hanged himself from a tree by the bridge, choosing to die alongside his friend. The righteous conduct and profound brotherly loyalty of the two men moved the heavens. The Jade Emperor thus decreed and appointed them as deities, serving as generals under the city god, specifically tasked with capturing spirits. Because Xia Baiyan died by hanging, his image features a long, protruding tongue. Because Fan Wujiu drowned, his complexion is dark black. Are they black and white impermanents? Yes, Fan and Xia generals are black and white impermanents. Wuchang. Impermanence is a concept from Buddhism and Taoism, referring to the ghostly attendants who oversee the underworld and summon the souls of the deceased. Because human death is impermanent. Unpredictable. The deities who carry out this task are called Wuchang. By Wuchang. The meaning behind his name is often interpreted as those who thank the deities will certainly find peace, or the one who must be thanked brings peace. He is primarily responsible for apprehending good souls or virtuous people whose natural lifespan has ended. He is sometimes also seen as a deity associated with encountering him brings wealth. Legend says if you meet him and throw a stone at him, he might return it with gold. He Wuchang. The meaning behind his name is often interpreted as those who commit crimes and evil are beyond salvation. He is primarily responsible for apprehending evil souls or those who have committed wicked deeds. His fierce expression makes evil spirits fear him. Summary of roles and imagery feature General Xia General Fan. Appearance tall and thin, pale white complexion, long hanging tongue, wears a tall hat inscribed Yi Jian Shengkai, short and stout, dark black complexion, fierce and imposing, wears a tall hat inscribed Tian Xia Taiping, name meaning Xia Baiyan. Those who thank will certainly find peace. The one who must be thanked brings peace. Fan Wujiu. Those who commit crimes transgress are beyond salvation. Primary duty apprehending good souls, virtuous people whose lifespan ended. Apprehending evil souls, wrongdoers. Order reason being the elder brother when they died, hence seventh lord. Being the younger brother when they died, hence eighth lord. Role in folk religion in temple procession parades, the Fan and Xie generals, seventh and eighth lords, are a very important part of the entourage. They appear very tall. Using stilt walking skills, move with slow, strange gaits, and are responsible for clearing the path and suppressing malevolent forces. They are among the most recognizable and awe-inspiring divine generals for the public. Their presence clearly symbolizes the judicial system of the divine realm and the concept of karma. Good is rewarded with good, evil is met with evil. In summary, Fan and Xie generals, seventh and eighth lords black and white impermanence, originate from a deeply moving folk legend. They evolved from a pair of promise-keeping, life and death brothers into famous divine officers under the city god, specializing in capturing spirits.
The difference between Wang Ye and the city god. The Lord of Wang Ye and the city god, two judicial deities with distinct divine roles and spheres of authority. Although both Wang Ye and Cheng Huangyi possess judicial authority in Taiwanese and Chinese folk religion, their divine nature, jurisdiction, and systems of governance differ fundamentally. In simple terms, the city god is like the mayor and magistrate of a city, responsible for administration and judicial affairs, functioning as an administrative deity. The Wang Ye is akin to an imperial inspector or special envoy sent by heaven, charged with exorcising plagues and evil spirits, rewarding virtue, and punishing vice. They bear a stronger character of divine patrol and exorcism. Detailed explanation. 1. The Wang Ye. Heaven's imperial inspectors. Wang Ye is not the name of a single deity but a title for a category of divine envoys, often addressed as lords of the royal palaces. They act under the mandate of the Jade Emperor, serving as imperial inspectors who patrol the human world, similar to imperial censors or royal envoys in ancient China. Because they have limited terms, temples devoted to them, called Daishanfu, heaven's representative palaces, hold elaborate welcoming the Lord and sending off the Lord ceremonies, the latter featuring the Wang Ship Festival, where a ceremonial boat carrying offerings and the deity's effigy is burned or sent to sea, symbolizing the Lord's return to heaven. From plague god to protector, the origin of the Wang Ye cult lies in the belief that plagues were caused by divine agents of disease. To banish epidemics, people built ritual boats to send the plague-bearing gods away, a rite called sending off the plague. Over time, the belief transformed. Instead of merely sending them away, communities began inviting the Wang Ye to stay and protect the people, turning the deity from a bringer of disease into a guardian who drives it away. Famous Wang Ye figures. Prominent examples include the 5 royal lords and 1 Fu Qiansui, many of whom were once loyal ministers or heroes later deified for their virtue and service. 2. The city god, the administrative head of the divine city. The term Cheng Huang combines Cheng and Huang. Originally the guardian spirit of city defenses, the city god was later incorporated into the Taoist pantheon as the local administrator of both human and spiritual affairs. Each level of human administration has a corresponding city god. Capital city god oversees the nation's capital. Prefectural city god governs a prefecture. County city god governs a county. Judge of the afterlife. The city god's most recognized function is judging the dead. After death, souls first appear before the city god, who reviews their earthly deeds before sending them onward to the higher courts of the Eastern Peak Emperor or the 10 Kings of Hell. Hence, city god temples resemble ancient courthouses, with main halls for trials, officials' chambers, clerks, and enforcers such as the generals Fan and Xie, Oxhead and Horseface, and other spiritual officers. Rewarding good, punishing evil, and protecting the innocent, the city god also monitors the living, reporting their moral conduct to heaven. People often swear oaths or file spiritual petitions before the city god, believing he ensures justice and punishes deceit. Summary. When people face epidemics, unrest, or need protection from evil, they turn to Wang Ye for divine inspection and purification. When issues concern death, moral judgment, or justice, especially for the deceased, they pray to Cheng Huangyi for fair judgment and spiritual peace. Together, these two deities form the judicial and moral backbone of Chinese folk religion, the Wang Ye as heaven's roving envoy, and the city god as the steadfast local magistrate, each fulfilling their celestial duties within the divine order.